And Jackson Chastain is here with our look at the forecast. So Jackson, it's clearing up here. They've got it rough back there.
Yeah, I mean, where we're seeing storms in one place, you're always going to see a place that's a little bit quieter. That's just the nature of the atmosphere, and that's where we're at right now. We are in that quieter spot in the atmosphere. With that being said, we're going to warm up because of it. Today's high, 39 degrees, still very chilly out the door, 13 as we walked outside, but thankfully lows will improve quite drastically over the coming days. We're sitting at 41 degrees right now in Virginia City, 54 in Fernley, 61 in Urington, a nice day over there, and then 43 in Incline Village. We're going to see, I would say, about a 10 to 15 degree warm up over the coming days. We're going to get down to around 27, 26 degrees as we step outside for Monday. That's amid partly cloudy skies. Winds remain calm, although in the Sierra, you are going to see a 20 to 30 mile per hour wind, maybe locally gusting to 40 miles per hour at times. That's just because of this upper level jet, which while we're under this higher pressure, you can see kind of the southern edge of the jet stream clipping the Sierra, and so that's where those winds are coming from. That's actually going to shift even further to the south on Tuesday, and I would expect winds to increase even more drastically then. So that'll be certainly a factor. The more important thing that I know a lot of people are paying attention to is the opportunity for yet another storm come Tuesday. This higher pressure beyond that will remain in place, albeit in a somewhat weaker form. Temperature-wise, though, because we stick with the high pressure, we are going to be above average to end February and start the month of March. So, you know, what a crazy shift. You know, we had a cold and wet week. Now we're looking at a somewhat drier and warmer stretch. Before that, though, this atmospheric river event, it's going to be kind of on the weaker end, but it is more of an atmospheric river. You can see that moisture slamming into the Oregon coast. That eventually shifts southward with the jet stream. Notice by Tuesday, you're seeing all of that Pacific moisture hitting the Sierra, and that's where we're going to see a lot of that precipitation fall before things deteriorate on Wednesday. So really Tuesday is the day to focus on there. As for what we see, and because we're going to be warming up over the course of this week, a lot of this is actually going to come as rain. Snow levels are going to be very, very high with this storm. So check this out. You can see a lot of green here as opposed to the blues that maybe stay a little bit further south, closer to Mono County, the Mammoth Lakes region. Many of us are going to be seeing rain below 9,000 feet, which with that newfound snowpack, what kind of impacts can we anticipate there? I don't think we're going to see much in terms of flooding. Sometimes you can see that. I do think the snowpack will decrease because of the rain that we're getting on top of that newly fallen snow. But with all that said, we are going to be seeing largely rain from this event. Things will peter out by Wednesday. In terms of snowfall, if we see any at all, again, it's going to be 9,000 feet and above, basically. You might see close to an inch south of Lake Tahoe. I think a lot of the snow is going to fall a little bit further south. And again, once we get past this, the month looks, the next week or so looks relatively dry. So nothing to really talk about there. For temperatures tomorrow, Tonopah at 52 with 30 out the door, Ely at 50, 22 out the door. We get into northern Nevada, Battle Mountain at 56, Fallon at 61, Bridgeport at 47. We move on to the Carson Valley. Carson City itself, 57 degrees. South Lake Tahoe at 50. Truckee at 50. We're starting in the upper 20s broadly. Stead at 52 for the high, and we get into the neighborhoods. Galena at 52. Arrow Creek 55. Hidden Valley 56. Sparks and Spanish Springs in the mid to upper 50s. So much milder for Monday. I don't think anybody's going to really complain about that. And check this out. Once we get past that storm on Tuesday, it is all 60s Thursday into the coming weekend, Jen.
Wow. I mean, that's just amazing.
It's a night.
Very
I
nice.
like it. I like it.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
And then if you want to go skiing, you can go skiing,
Yeah.
and then you can enjoy the nice weather in the valley.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jackson.